People with street smarts, what is your most street tip? People make pickpockets' livelihood so easy. Just check out how many phones are in people's back pockets, how many handbags dangle by the side, easily accessible. Always put valuables in an inside, preferably zipped pocket. If you in a notorious pickpocket area like Paris or Naples, you can even carry a fake wallet with Monopoly money in an outside pocket. Hotel lobbies are great places to use the restroom. They are usually clean, safe, and hardly ever occupied, as most guests will go up to their own room instead of using the public location. I am a 60-something female who travels extensively alone for work. I have had a few close calls, but my rule is I don't worry about offending someone that approaches me if there aren't others around. I will cross the street, head for an open establishment, get away. Panhandlers, do you have a cigarette, guys? Don't let them get close to you if there's no one around. I keep my keys in my hand and say, if you come any closer I am going to push this alarm. I was heading for the airport early in the morning with luggage, and a creepy guy drives by, asks if I need a ride. I say no. He goes down to turn around and is coming back. I saw a restaurant worker down the next block having a smoke, so I yelled to him, "Hey, I might need some help here," and he ran down to stare the guy down. I don't hesitate to ask a security guard to walk me to my car. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Be aware of your surroundings. Look like you'll fight back, not so much that it looks like you are issuing a challenge, but just so that anyone looking to get the $20 in your wallet will wonder whether it's worth the effort. Buy a daily moisturizer with sunscreen in it. Security guards, doormen, food cart owners, and blue collars in general know where the closest bathrooms are. If you are a woman and have a handbag with a zipper, make sure the opening end is towards the front where you can keep an eye on it. This prevents someone walking behind you from opening your handbag and taking your wallet, anything valuable. If you are a tourist and want a local to take a pic of you with your phone, either have it be an employee or someone you can outrun. Wear one headphone so you can still hear what's around you. Most of what I do has already been mentioned, but here's one I rarely hear about. I use Windows reflections to check who is behind me. Looking at a shop window while I walk is innocuous enough, but it allows me to check if someone is still behind me without me turning around. If I am in an unfamiliar city, I'll explore freely every neighborhood as long as there are women and kids around. Most moms don't hang outside with their kids if the street area is unsafe. This worked very well for most throughout Latin America, Europe and Asia. If you want to know if you can trust somebody you let in your home, leave a $5 bill in a place that looks like it was forgotten about and that they would see it. If they'll take you for $5 now, they'll take you for more later. There are 146 street suffixes acknowledged by the U.S. Postal Service, alphabetically. The first is alley and the last is yard. These are also bad places to duck into if you're being followed, because there's only one exit. Earbuds or headphones signal that you're not aware of your surroundings. Staring at your phone indicates the same, make you an easy target. Don't talk if you don't need to. Never turn your back to someone who you don't trust or is aggressive. YouTube is full of videos of people getting sucker punched from behind. The most dangerous time to drive is right when it starts raining, cause any oil on the street has mixed with the water, making it slippery, but hasn't had enough time to wash away yet. This is a niche tip, but if you ever suspect something to have an electric current, do not touch it with the palm side of your hand. It can cause your muscles to contract and not let go. Always use the back side of your hand, or even better, use a blade of grass or something not too conductive. Don't duck with people. Even the skinniest, nerdiest Steve-looking mother ducker might be crazy with a knife under his sleeve, might stab you soon as you turn around, but don't be scared of people either. Mutual respect. Not me, but one of my employees, We dress casually on Fridays and call it Flip-Flop Friday. He never participates. I asked him why and he said I can't run in flip-flops. You always have to be ready to run. Always tell my kids to walk with a purpose. Don't hug the walls. Walk a bit towards the center, especially near corners. Keep your ears open. Notice things, footsteps, shuffling, metal clanging, anything. Basically be aware of your surroundings and anticipate critical situations. Trust your gut instinct. If your gut is telling you something's off, then treat it as such. A really good book about this is The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. Coincidences are rarely that. Pay attention to people's hands. They will give you a split-second heads-up to ill intent. Watch your effing back. If you're being attacked and someone is trying to get you into a vehicle to take you to a secondary location, fight as much as you possibly can to not get in the vehicle. If they kill you while fighting, it will be quick and your murder will be easier to solve. But if they take you to a second location, they can keep you alive as long as they want, doing whatever they want to you, and your disappearance will be much harder to solve. Better to go down swinging and make it easy to catch your attackers than end up tortured for God knows how long. As someone who grew up in some tough parts of the Bronx and Yonkers in New York City, and has been around Queens as well, my biggest tip would be, NVM, this needs a list. Walk like you know where you're going. If you look like an easy target, chances are folks around you are thinking the same thing. Most bad areas are infested with poverty-stricken people looking for an easy come-up. If you ever hear a door slam shut, followed by "Ayo, he right there," that's him. Run for your life. Even if you did nothing, people die from strays and misidentified targets regularly. If a stranger compliments you on your new kicks, or says something along the lines of "what size you wear," insert size, word, "those is my size too," do not entertain this conversation. Keep it short, sweet, and the first chance you get, check your surroundings. This usually is him essentially implying he is about to book your sneakers. If he is smart, he will usually have people waiting for you on your other side. Or if you are on the train, he will have goons posted up at the nearest stop, knowing you will probably try to dip. Keep your head on a swivel. Never get caught sleeping. So many lives could have been saved had the victims had a little more environmental awareness or street smarts. Most notably 15-year-old Junior Link, who grew up around where I spent most of my time as a kid and as a teenager. Not to be a dickhead, but had he had a little more street smarts and recognized the setup beforehand, he would have known to not come out. Please don't buy anything from anyone who is trying to bargain with you on the block or corner. Whatever the shit is expected to have poor quality, and it was probably illegally obtained. If you feel unsafe with a chain on, tuck your chain and any other jewelry. Lock your car doors. MFS will key your shit if they notice you leave it unlocked every day. Do not engage with anyone who isn't there alone. MFS will jump in and stomp your ass with big-ass Timberland boots. Lastly, walk with confidence. Look confident, not cocky. Cockiness can and will get you killed depending on where you at. Edit: I know silver ain't shit, but I've never got silver or gold before. Thank you, kind stranger. Don't walk around staring at your phone after dark. It's immensely stupid. 1. It lights up your face from a mile away like a dumb, distracted easy mark. 2. You aren't at all aware of your surroundings, even if you believe you are. We're nowhere near as good at multitasking as we assume. 3. If you suddenly do need to look up at impending danger, your eyes are adjusted for bright light rather than darkness, and you won't be able to clearly see who's around you. If someone bumps into you, or brushes against you, check your pockets. Carry an extra wallet with 50 in it and throw it if someone tries to rob you. Street smarts. Don't worry about hurting someone's feelings over your own safety. If it feels wrong, it is wrong. Walk confidently and with your head up. If you walk around like a victim, you will eventually become a victim. For girls, make up a fake boyfriend to get creeps away. If you're being followed, don't freeze up and just keep walking. Go into the nearest fast food place or store. Keep your eyes forward and don't look at people. And please, for the love of God, don't stop in the middle of the sidewalk. Act like you live wherever you are, like you know the place, like you know exactly where you are going. I use a wheelchair and do this whenever I travel. I figure out where I am going before I venture out. If I am lost, I duck into a store or a restaurant in order to look at my phone or ask directions. Be focused on the direction you are going and don't act like a ducking tourist. Ironically, I feel much safer by myself when I can act like this instead of when I am traveling with some clueless friend or relative who has to stop for pictures every 20 feet. I rarely, if ever, get approached for money or anything when I am by myself, but throw in my dumb Aunt Susan and we're brushing off weirdos all day long. Talk to yourself, you'll make even the craziest ducker nervous. I was walking with my friend, and I asked him, "Bob, am I book smart or street smart?" He said, "I don't know, let me borrow 10. I gave him the money. "Book smart," he replied. Never break 2 laws at once. Got something in your car that's illegal, better not be speeding. Stop completely at red lights. 1. Count the room. Count the exits. 2. City face. Don't look happy in a dense area on the street. Look slightly pissed. If you have something to be happy about, that's something someone wants. Get in line behind the asshole. Works well at fast food places, airports, basically anywhere with one face-to-face customer service. After dealing with the douche, your polite simple request will be fulfilled if at all possible. Edit. About 5 years ago I was flying back from London with my GF at the time. We were seated in 2 parts of the plane and wanted to be able to sit together. Got in line behind someone who was screaming about missing his connection and politely asked if it was at all possible, could we sit together or near enough to negotiate a switch with someone on board. Agent cleared a row of 4 seats for us, and we got pillows, blankets, and meal beverage vouchers for all 4 seats. Let's say a kidnapper throws you in the back of a trunk. Don't panic. Once you get your bearings, find the carpet that covers the tail light, peel back the carpet, make a fist, punch the tail light out the back of the car, thus creating a hole in the back of the automobile. Then stick your little hand out and wave to oncoming motorists to let them know that something hinky is going on. Edit. This is not actual advice. I know that it's difficult to just punch out a tail light, and I know there's a latch inside all newer cars past a certain manufacturing year. This was a reference to John Mulaney's Kid Gorgeous. Please stop sending me aggressive messages. My friend gave me this advice once and have used it a few times and works well. Unfortunately only works if you are a male. If you are walking through a shady side of town city, then take off your shirt and shove it in your pocket. This obviously helps if you have tattoos or muscles, but that really doesn't matter. If you ever see a guy walking down the street sidewalk with his shirt off, and no sign of his shirt anywhere, he is probably crazy and people will stay the F away from you. I have lived in Washington Heights, NYC, and sometimes had to take the subway home late at night and exit the train in the shady drug-filled side of that neighborhood. Locals would look at this crazy white boy walking the sidewalk in the cold with no shirt on like I was carrying a gun. Brilliant. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe.